Dave has no gray hair.
How old's this guy?
We're 52.
Well, don't say we're. I'm not, but you guys are.
He and I.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
So it's funny because, and this is really getting off the subject again, which I have a tendency to do. Dave and I have known each other, gone to school together since kindergarten. Ended up.
Did he graduate though?
He was like, I think he was valedictorian.
Okay, so he was the one. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, sorry, Dave. They moved away like middle schoolish time or just before middle school.
Right.
And then we ended up moving, and he and I ended up at the same high school and graduated together. Our moms were in the PTA together. Mm-hmm. My mom knows his parents. It's weird. It's like, and then after all of that, we end up living in the same community. Our kids go to school together from the time that Dave moved back from overseas. I think his son was like in the 5th or 6th grade, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. And now, after they graduated, his son and my daughter are now a couple. It's the weirdest. Oh. It's the weirdest circle of. So my family and his family have had this relationship since like the 60s, from my mom through my daughter now. It's so weird. But I see Dave and I'm like, damn, bro, I think gluten-free might be the way to go. What was the question?
I don't know. I just realized that gluten-free Dave's kid was giving it to your daughter. That's all I picked up from that.
First of all, F you. Second of all, second apology to Dave.
Okay.
I apologize for Matt.
Everybody does. It's fine.
I'm punching Jacob right in the face next time I see him. So.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
My question?
Yeah, sure.
Is it my question? Yeah, because you asked the age question.
Yeah, I did.
I think I know the answer to this one. I could be wrong, but man, I'm debating between these last two.
Yeah, hit it up. I got more questions too. We'll pick the best out of all these.
Who knows the most secrets about you?
Ooh. Wow. Jesus. Who knows the most secrets about me in my entire life? Anybody I've ever met, known, tried to forget?
Who knows the most secrets about you?
You.
I was wondering if that was
hands fucking down. You know so much shit. Congress would need to take a shot of penicillin and wear a hazmat suit just to be in the same county as me.
To listen to my subpoena someday when I get called before Congress.
You know it. Christ, you know everything about everything I've ever done. And the unfiltered version that doesn't necessarily always paint me in the best light.
And those don't typically make the podcast.
Not all of them will. Some of them will with time.
Something ever happens to Matt, it's going to be a hell of a memoriam podcast for me because I'm laying it all out.
All I got to say is your ass bro code better be clear in my fucking history. I'm just saying, just torch my house, I think, please. Because good day.
I'm really surprised we don't have a key or a code to each other's homes, so in case, like, use in case of emergency.
Shit, that's a good idea.
Like to get rid of shit.
Yeah.
Here's where everything is.
The blow-up dolls and the sex swing is in the third.
I need none of these things in my home when my family comes over to identify the body. But I think we need to have a list with our key like taped to it that says,
here are my passwords.
Here's what you do. Don't even try to clear the history. Just take the computer.
Just take the
laptop. Take every laptop, every computer, every phone. Take everything off of my person.
If it's iCloud, cloud, shared, storage, file, whatever, delete that shit.
Here's the passcode. Here is or whatever. Just take a sledgehammer to the hard drive.
Yeah, because we all prefer the version of ourselves that we think other people have of us. But anyway, yeah, exactly. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Okay, so it's my turn.
I actually have two in that. You know everything.
Normally, yeah.
The other one would be I have an uncle that's only 3 years older than me, and he and I grew up like brothers. And the thing about it is, Did he grow up? No. I think I've done more things that have become secrets with him than I have with you. But I think you probably, just because you and I talk more than he and I talk now, you know more than what he does. So I've done more things. We've done more things together that I have secrets about. But you know all the secrets, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense for sure. Andy, when you talk to me about your stories, my ears need condoms. That's where we're at. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is it my turn to ask a question now?
The comparison of stories between you and I is that my stories, you have the time in between them to put a condom on. I have an IUD that's permanently implanted because I don't have time to put condoms on for your stories.
Apparently you never have time to put condoms on. Okay. Are you ready for a question?
Yeah.
All right. And I'll answer this one too, because, I've always got a story for shit. Okay, let me ask the question. So, Andy, here's my question to you is, what is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
Wow. Embarrassing things ever happened to me. Let me see.
Other than the hooker at your dad's funeral.
She was not a hooker.
She looked like 50 an hour. I'm just saying.
She was not an escort either.
Holy shit. Jeez. That was a good fucking day. All right. I mean, it was a bad day. Sorry.
But all the time about that. But
God.
And I just had one. Calling someone by the wrong name.
Oh, at an inopportune time?
Maybe.
What scenario was it that you called this person the wrong name?
The scenario you want me to say it was.
So, Andy, what?
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Andy, nope. I think our viewers would like to know, because we respect, being true journalists here.
You do, and I think what I just said pretty much sums it all freaking up, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
So, clarifying question. You were in a situation at some point.
I was in an intimate situation, and I used the wrong name.
Did it finish well? Did you finish? Did she? Or whatever?
It's been a long time ago.
Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Okay. You want me to answer this question?
At which point in time I was told, when you say somebody else's name when talking to someone or referencing someone, that means that other person is thinking about you. So I don't know if that's true or not. Probably not. It just means you're an idiot. and being
or a whore.
Okay, but she was not a whore. And
I'm not talking about her.
So I was turning it back to that. I know you weren't talking about her.
You dirty bitch.
Fucking escort. Damn.
What are you going to do? It's your dad's funeral. You got to hire somebody. Dude. Okay. So do you want to hear mine?
Yes, I do. Get it off of me.
That's what off of you?
That's what she said. Go ahead.
So this goes way back. I'm talking 8th grade, middle school.
Holy hell.
So, when you're male, female, that time in life, 13, I guess, 12, 13. Yep, here we go. Foreshadowing.
That time of life.
Hormones are doing their shit. Things are a little bit challenging to control. Gentlemen.
Were you in the gym shower?
No, it gets fucking worse. So in middle school, they had gym class. And in gym class, we had to wear these very soft cotton shorts and t-shirts for our school colors. Yep, you can laugh as much as you like. It's earned and deserved.
You're not wearing underwear.
It wasn't going to matter, trust me. So I'm 13, I'm guessing. It's the wrestling segment of that semester. And 30, 40 of my peers in class are in a big circle in the gymnasium.
Peers?
My fellow classmates. I don't know. I'll try to say that swanky. Anyways, my fellow classmates, other 13-year-old boys were in a big circle around, and the coach or the gym teacher, whatever his name, Pat, I'm sure.
And you just finished your white bread lunch in your hometown.
Exactly, right, exactly. And and that's after we polish our diamonds at lunch break, right? And pet our matching
My
two dogs.
diamond shoes are too tight. My
Anyways,
wallet's too small for my 50s.
I know it's tough. It's a bitch, man. It's a bitch. Anyway, so wrestling segment, and we're all in this big circle, and the gym teacher's calling out random people to do holds and takedowns and all this crap, because that's a life lesson you really have to learn. It's not. Anyway, so I get out there with this guy, and we have to practice this takedown maneuver hold thing, and when you're 13 years old, boy.
Assuming you thought he was cute.
I'm on top of him in this wrestling starting pose.
Oh, yeah, okay. You call it what you want.
And at 13 years old of age, at that time in life, for any man out there, things can happen to your body without any reason whatsoever, sexual or not. Stiff breeze, the rub of soft cotton. But let's just say that every one of my peers in 8th grade got to see what I got to eventually someday boast a little bit about. Oh, there's some vindication to the story, don't get me wrong. So I then get the nickname, and this is where things get not fun for me for a few years, several years. The nickname I got within, minutes of gym class getting out that day.
I can guess it.
Guess it.
Boner.
That's exactly what it fucking was. Boner. Big B, small case owner. Boner. So, we'll call that scarring.
That's a name that you can kind of brandish as you get older as like a kind of a cool nickname.
Like I said, I had my vindication years and years and years later. My 25th high school reunion was out of this country club thing or whatever. Back to your white bread comment.
Of course. Thanks for beating me to it.
Yep, you're welcome. I try to beat it all the time. Anyway, so we get up to the check-in table, and there's one of the I'd say uppity, but the gals from high school. There's kind of a snobby gal, whatever. I didn't give a shit about her. So I'm in line with my thing number 2 wife, and there's some buddies of mine behind me with their spouses or whatever at the time. We're talking and shooting the shit. We have to check in. You have to give your name. Here's a bracelet for drinks or whatever. This girl looks up to me. She goes, name. I tell her my name, and she looks up. And I look a lot different than I did in high school, okay? Anyways, she goes, no, are you really? And I go, yeah. I told her my name. She goes, oh, wow, okay. She pauses, looks around, and I can see something stir in her facial expression.
Brewing.
And I'm thinking, don't bring that shit up. And you know what? She fucking did. She goes, didn't you have a nickname like in high school? You know what? Whatever. And I look at my wife.
All you're doing is just reinforcing my stereotype of you.
I know. Oh, totally earned. Totally earned. I look at my wife. She's about to lose her mind in laughter. My buddies behind me in line know the story. They are pissing their pants as I turn back to Missy and I go, yeah, my nickname was Boner. And I say it loud, and everybody around you could have heard a mouse fart. They look at me, and I go, "But Missy, thank God people could see it." And she got divorced like a year before this happened. So that was some horrible shit that happened to me when I was 13, but ended up being kind of a funny long-term story. Very long-term story.
I'm going to rebut a little bit of your story. Refute a little bit of your story.
Refute.
As a former wrestler, soft cotton pants or not, shorts or not, at any practice, not at any tournament, not in any match, not in anything did I ever get aroused wrestling another dude.
Well, you're straight. So that brings us to our next question.
Okay.
This wasn't like tournament shit. This was like, hey, it's fifth period. Let's throw on our green and our gold and go do our shit, guys. There was no jock straps involved. It was just let's let our freak flag fly. Okay.
Last question. Okay.
Okay.
If you were Wonder Woman and possessed the lasso of truth, who would you use it on first?
Boy, this is getting existential quick.
Who are you wanting to throw the truth serum on? What's that called? Sodium pentothal? Who do you want to put the sodium pentothal rope on?
Oh, boy, if I say this, she's going to get pissed. My ex-wife, number 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Care to elaborate, or that's just the
yeah,
answer?
I will.
You can have me just the answer.
No, it's fine. You know, and we had kind of a rough breakup and all that stuff, you know, as every divorce would be. And I wish her the best. And I wasn't perfect, and she wasn't perfect either. And but there was some stuff that happened right at the end, or right after, you know, when we decided to split up, that was just really not truthful. There's just no other way to put it. And I've been not truthful in the past too, just to be totally fair. But you know, there's some questions. There's a couple, actually, really just one question I would really appreciate the honest truth too. Yeah. So to get real deep and not funny at all.
I was gonna say, you just sucked all the air out of the room.
I fucking did, didn't I?
So I have a question for you.
Should we redo that one?
No. No. But I do have a question for you.
All right.
And you don't have to.
I probably won't. I think I know where you're going to go with this.
In case she's watching.
She is.
Do you want to ask her the question?
Do I want to, or will I?
Do you want to now?
I'm not going to ask that question here.
Okay. It's fair.
I think she knows what the question is.
I was just going to give you a platform. And
I
appreciate
totally
respect that.
Yeah, no,
I respect you as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
You and I have known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
We were very close at one time.
And that, trust me, like glass house here, like honestly, like she knows what time it is, right?
Yeah,
we
let's
both
go back
fucked
to the other
up.
question.
We both had
Who knows
whatever.
most of your secrets? That would be me. And
that would be you. And
yes,
you know.
You do.
Yep. You know.
You had a lot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Last question for you.
Last question for me. Okay.
Something that we can bring the vibe back up.
Pull it back together.
pull up.
Oh, this is kind of a funny one. I got a good answer to this one. What's the best prank you've ever pulled on someone?
Now that is one thing I do a lot.
Oh, I'm aware of at least one that you pulled on me in the past. I mean, there's probably been
one
more.
of the best things. So this is actually, of course, before cell phones and before caller ID and before. So the uncle I was referring to earlier, and some of my office partners and things after that, I loved messing with people on the phone. Actually have a lot of characters that are in my repertoire of doing that. But so my mom is one that I would get. Another family member is somebody that I used to get all the time, and one of the people that I used to be able to take complete advantage of because he was so damn naive is this guy when he was in his 20s.
I was, Jesus.
And just the thing about, so it's not prank calls where you call and hang up. It's prank calls where you pretend to be somebody else and you create this character and you create this whole backstory. But you do it so often. This is the brilliant part of it. Although the stories,
I did not know you were going to go here.
Although doing the calls is amazing because eventually you get to let them in on it, and it's like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that, and I totally fell for that. Well, the best part of doing that is when you talk to them like weeks or months later, and they say, "I'm going to kill you," and I'm like,
yeah.
And it's happened with my mom, with my family member, and with the guy over here with the white fro going on. And that call or that conversation with, "I'm going to kill you," and you're thinking, what did I do? Is when they actually receive a call from a real person that is so off the wall or has such a weird accent or lisp or some kind of speech issue that is very distinctive that they think it's you. And they proceed to talk to this person as if they're talking to you like they've busted you. And at the end of the conversation, they realize, this is not Andy. I'm really talking to somebody who talks like this, and this is a real telephone call. That is the ultimate of that entire situation, is when that happens. And it's happened with you. It's happened with my mom. It's happened with this other family member. Ultimate.
Yeah.
That is a crowning achievement. It's one thing to fake them out yourself. It's a crowning achievement when you've done it to them so much that they have it in their brain that it's you on the phone and it's not. It is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. You and our buddy Kevin, have messed with me so much over the phone over the years ago, not so much anymore these days, but so to share my version or my part of your story, we both had businesses. I'm not going to talk about what industry, doesn't matter, where we had customers. And Mr. Andy here and our good buddy Kevin used to call me up, and we'd call each other, and I would do the same thing and mess with each other. Like full on voices. He
wasn't very good at it.
I wasn't very good at it. And I was, an optimist and gullible back in my 20s. You have to remember
too now.
Was that?
Part of my livelihood is being a voice actor.
That's true. Yeah, he is a voice actor, so he knows how to fuck with me. So I'm in my place of business, and I get this phone call, and I'm used to bullshit phone calls like this at this point. This has been going on for a while. Hey, man, my name's Jeremiah Villanovos, fill in the last blank last name. And I'm like, oh, this is Andy messing with me. And I'm like, yo, what's up, man? And this guy goes on to be like, man, I need this and I need that. And I got referred to you because of blah, 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 blah. And he's this whole thing. I'm like, oh, shit, you for real, son? And I'm going this whole like stereotypical. I assume it's this asshole to my right, stage left. Okay, so 10 minutes goes by.
It wasn't. Sorry, you can clip
that.
Back.
No, that was good. 10 minutes goes by. And I'm talking, and I'm just going to say antibiotics. Okay, I don't know what software to put that. I assume it's this asshole over here. And then about 10 minutes in, I have this feeling in my body that tells me this is not Andy.
I screwed up.
I have erred in judgment in life.
And I am victorious, and I'm not even there. I'm not even the one doing it.
So I realize this person is not a fictional character, and I have to continue a 45-minute conversation with this gentleman and close out the conversation. And this gentleman...
You end up giving him a fake name, too.
I said, my name's Devon, man. It's a pleasure to do business with you. Not my finest half hour. Okay. At any rate...
Gets better.
This guy... says, man, I'm coming in tomorrow. I can't wait to meet you. I'm like, sweet. Guy comes in my office the next day to, close up business or whatever. And I come out all, hi, nice to meet you. My name's blah, 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 right? Man, where's Devon at? Man, I was talking to Devon yesterday. I'm like, oh, Devon's on vacation today. Actually, through the end of the week. Hashtag end of the ever. And but I'm happy to help you out.
Devon is never coming back.
Devon got fired immediately. So he comes in, do the paperwork, blah blah blah. He moves out. He goes on with his day. Everything's fine. 2-3 years later, this guy comes in for just a sit down, chat about business stuff. He's sitting in my office, and he picks up something on my face, and I'm like, Jeremiah. I go, Jehoshaphat. His last name, right?
Villanovos.
I go, I got to admit something to you. He's like, man, what's that? I'm like, man, I know why you never met Devon. And he's like, oh, motherfucker, shit. Man, I go, listen, dude, here's what's happened. I told him the whole story about how my buddies mess with me all the time, this whole thing. I thought you were messing with me. And I feel about yay big on a low gravity day about the situation. He's like, man, you a funny motherfucker. He's this whole thing. And he thought that was he's like, so is there a Devon that works for you? I'm like, no.
Devon, never has been. Never been a Devon.
Probably never will be.
Devon. That's an ultimate.
That was awesome.
When you can get it to work like that, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, the best prank I ever pulled on somebody, I was a teenager, just a quick story. It was Children's Youth Fellowship, CYF, whatever, in church. You go on these trips.
That sounds molesty.
Well, not at this part of the story, but it got fun later. Anyways, so...
How old were you?
14, 15.
Okay. So you weren't like the counselor. You were there at the camp.
Yeah, I was receiving, not giving. So anyway, so we're down in...
I think there's a different word. I don't think you were probably willfully receiving.
There's a white panel van somewhere involved, but in the story. So at any rate, so we're down in this area where there's an amusement park or whatever, and there's all these parents and kids and all these guys I grew up with in church with in high school and all this crap. Well, my mother is retired. At the time, she was a high school teacher, you know, very accomplished and all this kind of stuff, well revered, not like her son. So leading up to this, my associate pastor at my church at the time, who was fucking awesome, cool dude, super cool dude. Mark, if you're listening, dude, I fucking love you. You're amazing. Anyways.
Nice way to talk to your pastor.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't give a shit. So, yeah, he's totally fine.
Okay.
Anyway, so he tells me about this prank, and I run with it. So here's what happens. So we go to Pizza Hut. Now, back in the day in Pizza Hut, and I think they still have Pizza Hut restaurants out there. You can go in and family style, and here's your there's 30 of us in this restaurant, so there's pizzas everywhere, and the big jugs of Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whatever.
You just bring pitchers out.
Yeah, huge pitchers of Pepsi. We'll call it Pepsi, okay? Well, so what my pastor, Mark, no air quotes, ordained professional pastor tells me, hey, Matt, do you know what a starch indicator is? And I'm like, I have no idea. I'm a fucking idiot 14-year-old. He goes, well, starch indicator is a liquid that's odorless, tasteless, colorless, harmful, or not harmful whatsoever, and it will turn liquids a different color if they're starch. Well, do you know what liquid?
I keep it in my pants.
Exactly. Do you know what liquid is almost all starch? I'm like, no. He goes, urine. Thanks, Mark. So I go to my high school mother and I say, hey, do you know the science teacher? Yeah, sure I do. Mr. Whatever. Okay, cool. I figured. Big beard. Yeah, that guy. So, and belly too. So, an awkward obsession with snakes. So she goes to Mr. Big Belly, Big Beard, obsession with snakes guy and says, hey, listen, Mr. Science Teacher, can I have some of this chemical that's a starch indicator? He goes, sure, go ahead. I take this down, bloop, dump it in this big vat of Pepsi.
Oh, I thought urine.
No, that's a different fetish for 20 years later.
I thought this was going to urine.
Yeah.
Your pastor was talking about urine.
So I dump this in. I'm thinking I'm going to mess with somebody, right? I don't know who or what or when, and I forget about it. I totally forget I put this in. We had a great time. There's 40 people in this room. We're having pizza and salad, whatever. Anyways, so next morning I wake up. There's commotion at the motel. And there are parents coming over to our room, which had like the head of the group in there, talking about how Larry is pissing black.
Oh, I already know where this is going, dude.
And it takes me a second. Because at first I'm like, oh my God, my buddy Larry, for all these years, I mean, there must be something wrong with him. Then I'm like, oh.
It's a miracle.
Oh, yay. Yay life, yay life. I'm fucking with him. So that's exactly what happened. So it turned his piss black.
You put it in the pitcher.
And he drank a lot of Coca-Cola from that pitcher. Turned his piss black. And boy, did I get in trouble.
So you fessed up to it.
Of course I did. You know, so
wow,
that was
that's not it's not the story where I thought that story was going when he was talking about, there's a liquid that's odorless, tasteless, not harmful.
That's not, we're not referring back to that date I had where she like wouldn't leave my house and was freaking out.
And I keep it warm for you in my pants.
Wow. It was nothing being kept warm in my pants.
All right. Well, that was I had never heard that story. So yeah. Anyway,
that was a fun one. One. So yeah, so good stuff. Learn a little bit about each other today.
So we're going to close it out. We're coming up with this thing. We've talked about doing this maybe at the end of each podcast. I'm calling it rapid fire. What are you calling it?
Sure. I had fast five. It doesn't matter.
Fast you guys get rapid fire. We're going to ask each other
a
this or that question at the end of every episode. We won't be doing any more of these Ask Me Anythings until we do our lives. So I hope you did enjoy it. If you're bored, I'm sorry, it'll never happen again. But
if you're not bored, at Barstool Breakdowns for TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
Exactly. And while we do appreciate your views, and we do appreciate your hearts and thumbs up and and likes and comments and all this stuff, follow. It's not hard to just go ahead and
click the plus sign.
The follow button.
Yep.
And if you're watching the video, we know you're watching the video and you're not liking it.
Drop us a comment.
Oh, check us out on TikTok. We're starting to post multiple things a week on TikTok.
We're getting a lot of people on there.
We're gaining traction. And anything I'm thinking I've got about 5 people in my head right now that I have seen watch every one of our videos, and I know all 5 of you, and you're not liking it. Just push the button, like it. That's all you got to do. Just like it.
You're getting Andy upset.
Thank you.
All right.
You're already there.
I get
like
you.
it for us. Sorry.
Right.
I love you
That's
all.
fine. And share.
So rapid fire. Matt, I've got 5 this or that questions to ask you.
This could be emotionally and mentally dangerous.
And the reason why I changed it from the fast 5 is because I was going to do like 5 in 5 seconds. And I thought, no, that'll never work because we'll never get it done. Okay. Rapid fire. 5 questions. Answer as quickly as you can.
On it.
Ready?
Yep.
Would you rather? I'm not going to say that before every question again. No cell phone for a year or no sex for a year?
Cell phone.
Phone in the bathroom? No phone in the bathroom.
Phone in the bathroom.
Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix.
Would you rather be the smartest person in the room or the richest person in the room?
Smartest.
I'm surprised. Bar soap or body wash?
Oh, bar soap.
Okay. That's it. That's how we play that game.
That was
Good
easy.
job, man.
That was easy. Are you ready for yours?
I talk super slow.
Okay. Skydive or bungee jump?
Skydive.
Invisibility power or super strength?
Invisibility.
Which of the 7 dwarves are you?
Dopey.
Would you rather be deaf or blind?
Wow, I know this is rapid fire. Would you rather be deaf or blind? I'd rather be blind.
Okay. Ryan Gosling or Ryan Reynolds?
Both.
Gay.
All right, everybody.
That was the correct answer, by the way. Both for sure. Make that a sandwich.
We appreciate all of you. We thank you for tuning in. Matt, do you want to hit the links again?
Yeah, so guys, thank you so much, everybody, for our tribe that's out there following us. But we're at Barstool Breakdowns for TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and for Twitter, for any of the 2 people on Twitter, it's at Barstool Guys.
Thank you very much. We appreciate all of you. We cannot wait to talk to you again next week.
We'll do it. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.